working as an entertainment reporter, and as you know, a lot about Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively's legal drama. I keep getting some comments here and there saying, stop talking about this, move on. And I have to say that one of the reasons why I'm very interested in this subject is not because I had that bad interview with Blake Lively. Of course, it's a part of it because I met her a few times and I had bad experience with her. But my main interest here is that the bigger picture is so fascinating to me because I, as you know, have been part of traditional media. That's where, like, I've been working in traditional media for 20 years. So for me to see what's happening right now, I find extremely interesting. Most of you probably don't know that I've been doing other things than just interviewing celebrities that you've seen here on my channel. I went to Madagascar with World Wildlife Foundation to report on illegal trade of rosewood trees by the Chinese mafia. I did stories like that. You know, as I said before here on my channel, I went undercover in New York in Scientology church. So yeah, I'm not just a celebrity reporter, but my point here is that I haven't seen anything like this happen in media before, that the media has such a different narrative and story than the public has. And that's why I'm so passionate about reporting on this, because I don't understand the agenda here for the traditional media trying to cover up the truth all the time. It blows my mind every time I read one of these articles. So someone sent me this Forbes article. Thank you so much, Sophie, for doing that. And I read through it. And it's another one of these pieces that we've seen so many times already where they're victimizing Blake Lively and now they're also victimizing Taylor Swift here, saying they're just being used for clickbait. And what this article is doing is comparing the attention that the Blake Lively drama is getting to the P. Diddy scandal and saying that Blake Lively's, this drama is getting a lot more attention in the media than P. Diddy is getting. To me, there is a major difference here. Blake Lively portrayed herself as a victim to begin with. We saw the evidence and we stopped believing her. It seems like the media just wants to double down because they know that if they change the narrative now, it will make them look really bad or really dumb, and they don't want that to happen. With P. Diddy, there's no two sides to this. There's not a lot of people out in the public who believe that he should be a free man or that he didn't do these things. We've seen video evidence of what he's done. He's obviously guilty the way I see it, and from what we've seen so far. With Blake Lively, though, this is what people find so fascinating about this story, because we did, or a lot of people did believe her at first, but then when Justin Baldoni came with the evidence, people stopped believing it. But the media still wants to push that narrative on us. And another thing, you know, coming from my background, being a part of that world, and I've interviewed so many celebrities, I know the media is so guilty of portraying these people in the perfect light. That's what they do. They build these people and put them on pedestals for us and only show the good sides of these people, especially the more serious papers, because they want to have the one-on-one exclusive interviews, so they don't want to say anything bad about them. And I've seen this in these interview situations that I've done. You know, if you ask a critical question, or if you ask something they don't like, they will take your tape away. So they will make sure that the narrative that you receive as an audience or as the public will always be the perfect version. It says here in this article, female celebrity drama fuels clicks. While neither Swift nor Lively has issued any statement on the matter, headlines have been quick to speculate on a breakdown of their friendship. It follows a familiar pattern of treating women's lives as more dramatic, emotionally charged, and ultimately more consumable. Well, you know, I have to agree that women are more dramatic. There's a reason why we don't have real house men or real husbands of Beverly Hills or all these other, because women are more dramatic. It's not a sexist thing to say. In my life, in my career, the drama that I've experienced have come from other women. And I think it's nothing wrong in saying that. We are different. Men and women are different. Women thrive more on drama. It's the fact. Women loves to watch reality shows. Men don't really like that because women like drama. This article continues to say, Lively is not just a movie star, she's a businesswoman, a mother of four, and has a huge personal brand. Swift is a billionaire mogul, blah, blah, blah. And it says that when their names appear in the same headline, it becomes a performance of expectations, a frenzy of intrigue, betrayal, shifting alliances, and spectacle. The same scrutiny rarely applies to men. By saying that, you're actually taking away their power. You have to remember, Taylor Swift is very media savvy. Blake Lively has an army of PR people helping her out. You're reducing these women to victims by saying that they can't have any control over this. They do have control over it, and they choose their own narrative here. And the reason why Taylor Swift has stayed silent is because she is choosing that. And she's choosing that people will speculate in these things. That's her choice. Taylor Swift is a very intelligent and very savvy, and by calling her a victim in this for clickbait, it's really reducing her to being like this damsel in distress, which she is not. Another thing that this article is not mentioning, that none of these articles are ever mentioning, is the fact that what happens to a man if he is innocent, if he's proven innocent of these allegations. They never ever mention that. And they're saying that men often face fewer consequences, which is not really true. Look at Will Smith. What happened with him after that? Wasn't that just like a frenzy in the media or on social media? Kanye West, another one. Johnny Depp. He lost his career over what happened with Amber Heard. Although we all saw Amber Heard lying in court several times, it was impossible for Johnny Depp to get back on top after that, and he's still struggling, as you know. What the media is doing here is erasing our intelligence and Blake and Taylor's intelligence, saying that they're just victims, they have no control over this, and we, as creators, or you, as the public, are just being drawn to clickbait, and you can't make up your own mind of what you think is the truth or not. They always blame it on misogyny, and that's what really fumes me by reading these articles, because that is exactly what they are doing themselves. Like I said, they are reducing women to victims. Another thing is that these women are also benefiting from drama and feuds in the public. Sometimes they use them, they make them up as part of their PR strategy. They will make up things, they will create extra drama around things to sell more products or to sell their movie or to sell their music. And as we know, Blake Lively just released her new mist. She wants to sell you products in the middle of all of this. And maybe, her mist got more attention because of all of this drama. Maybe more people were interested in it. We don't know that yet. But it's very cynical. This article in the Forbes is suggesting that women should not take any accountability for their actions. She's saying here that while moments like this are packaged as juicy celebrity entertainment, the reality is that they have broad cultural consequence. In a world of viral narratives and algorithm-driven outrage, the way these stories are framed can shape who gets believed, whose reputations are tarnished, and who, in the long term, will feel safe speaking up. Again, forgetting what will happen if someone is falsely accused. The reason why this case has gotten so much attention is because people believe Blake Lively at first. I remember when that article dropped in the New York Times, there was a frenzy online and the media picked it up instantly, and everyone was like, oh my God, poor Blake Lively. This sounds so horrible, what she's been going through. I know a lot of the creators on YouTube were supporting her at first. But then Justin Baldoni came with receipts and things changed, because we could, as women as well, look at the facts and say, I don't believe her side of this because she doesn't have any evidence to back it up. And you also have to remember who started this. Blake Lively wanted this to be public. She wanted all of this information out there, not only through a complaint in California Civil Rights Department, she also wanted it in the New York Times for everyone to read what creep she thought Justin Baldoni was, that everyone should know that he is a horrible human being who did this to her. I feel like the media just has to double down here, because they did put themselves on Blake Lively's side first, and now it's kind of too late for them to turn on that. Is it just because she's a beautiful, powerful woman in Hollywood that the media really, really want her to be right? Or is it because they don't want to lose out on the opportunity of getting an exclusive interview with her when everything is over? Anyway, enough of that rant. I want to talk about other things here too. So there's an talking about this, actually, this is very relatable. There's an article in Harper's Bazaar where Blake Lively is interviewed about her new scent. There's an entire article about it, talking about being a victim and trying to sell people your products at the same time, especially, I think, because what she's selling is a scent. And as you remember in that lawsuit, that's one of the things that she accused Baldoni of saying to her that made her feel really uncomfortable, when he said that she smelled good. So now that she wants to sell a scent to smell good, and all she talks about is her smell and how important all these things are. Oh my God, and I read this interview. It's so ridiculous. I'm going to read a couple of quotes so you know what I mean here. Also, this is just selling us BS. I worked for Women's Magazine. I was actually a beauty editor of a magazine back in the day, so I know how these things work. And this is just so ridiculous. And it should have had a label on top saying this is pure advertisement, because that's exactly what it is. There's no other questions to Blake Lively than about her new scent that she wants to sell. Anyways, the journalist here is asking, has scent had an important role in the character that you've played? And she says, I tend to wear different stuff when I'm playing a character. Nobody ever sees that, but it's how you feel. When I played Adeline, I had more classic, dedicated, delicate scent. When I played someone like Emily in Another Simple Favor, it has a bit more punch to it, more of that peppercorn woodsiness. She doesn't talk about what she smelled like in It Ends With Us. For some reason, for some good reasons, she said that he smelled her hair and said she smells good, which you should never do, even if you're wearing that mist. Don't ever say that someone is smelling good or their hair smells good in Blake Lively's world. And she also says here, I always layer my fragrance. Even if I'm wearing a familiar fragrance, I like the familiarity, but I also like people to go, oh, there's something more. What is that? So it's customized to me. She doesn't like you to smell her, but she wants you to smell that she has different layers of scent on her. And people go, oh, what is that? Without smelling her, obviously. This journalist also asked this question, which I find funny now that we've seen her outfits in It Ends With Us. She says, everyone wants to know, how do you plan and organize your looks? Everyone wants to know this. And she says, I do a fitting and try a bunch of different outfits. And then I think, okay, well, how can I tell a bit of a story with these outfits? Because I like to have some sort of consistency or a narrative. Just hearing her talk about these things now makes us all think about how she just took over wardrobe, obviously, and It Ends With Us. Yeah, those outfits in It Ends With Us did not look good. Maybe they smell good, though. Talking about that, Page Six also picked up this story, but they wanting to try to sell the products that Blake Lively mentioned in the Harper's Bazaar article, because she was asked if she likes any drugstore products, and she's like, yeah, I like this lip gloss and whatever it was. And then Page Six picks that up and creates an article around these products Blake Lively like, and if you click and buy them, they might get an affiliated commission, it says here. So it's all about money and how the media is also making money on these celebrities. So I think when they are kind of judging us as the public for seeing through all of that and not believing that this person is this beautiful, perfect person in this beautiful, perfect marriage, when we see through that, they're like, they get worried that they can't sell products and they can't sell articles and they can't sell clicks. Anyways, that's it for me today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode of